It's worse than when you did it.
I know! And it was insane then. I auditioned for 30 schools, Leo.
What advice would you give to the incoming freshmen?
Broadway Credits. Okay, that's fun. I don't mind a little bragging.
Yeah.
Arrogant, cocky, entitled. You know, they don't need to work with
that. No one wants to hire that. No one wants to work with that.
What is up, everyone? It's Brooke here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, welcome. So I am so excited because today is the first day in my series called Broadway Talk. It is a new series starting on my channel, and it is encompassing all things college, theater, life as a young actress, and answering any questions about going into the musical theater business, talking about auditioning for musical theater programs, it's giving you all the insight on being a BFA musical theater major, all of that sort of stuff. So if you are interested, please make sure you are subscribed and hearing all about that. And also I'm going to be bringing on guest stars to help talk about the theater industry currently and to give you guys more insight and professional insight into the business as well. So today I am actually going to be interviewing Leo Ash Evans, who was my former MTCA coach. And MTCA is the Musical Theater College Audition Association, and they focus on preparing high schoolers for auditioning for musical theater programs, which I did myself in New York my junior year of high school. And Leo is a dear friend of mine, and he has multiple Broadway credits. He is a working actor professionally, and he still is a working actor, continues to audition, as well as being a director and coach. So he is going to be guest starring today. I'm going to be interviewing him and asking him a bunch of different questions involving college, what to expect with coaching, being a working actor, all that jazz. And without further ado, let's go and meet Leo.
Hello, Leo. It is amazing to see your beautiful shining face. And
it's good to see you, Brooke.
yes, I still talk about to my mom how you were the literal like shining star every time I went to an MTCA master class. You were the positive energy that like everyone needed to feel good about going into the crazy process of college auditions, which we know is literally insane.
It's insane. It's worse than when you did it.
I know, and it was insane then. I auditioned for 30 schools, Leo. 30.
Well, you were ahead of the curve. See, now there are more and more people that actually do that, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, I in it because you have to. You have to do that for sure.
It is definitely true that the competitive numbers increase every year. So I always do love to give that statistic that the more you do, the more options you could have.
Yes, no, for sure. So I want you to talk about your credits just because we have to brag about you a little, right?
Okay, that's fun. I don't mind a little bragging.
Yeah. This floor is open up to you to brag. So tell us about your credits and yeah, just tell everyone.
Well, I mean, my Broadway credits, I just completed School of Rock this past year in February, which was fun.
Amazing.
My debut was Jesus Christ Superstar in 2012, which was amazing. I love that. And then I did Shuffle Along in 2016. This is actually like the anniversary time. 4 years ago at this time, we were just getting ready to close. But I understudied Brooke and I took over the role the last 2 weeks of the run. So it was amazing because, I mean, I got to be in the presence of Audra McDonald, Brian Stokes-Mitchell, Billy Porter, Josh Henry, Brian Victor Dixon, Adrian Warren. I mean, it was really amazing. I mean, I was
you just like in awe? You're like, how did I get here?
It was like a walking masterclass every single day.
Wow.
It really was, yeah. And it was amazing because I got to tap. I got to play like, four big roles in it. He was like a multi comedy track, so like he played a lot of different guys within the same. He was the white guy track. That's what we called it. But it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Amazing.
Cool. So who is Leo Ash Evans?
Well, I always tell people that I'm multifaceted. I wear a lot of different hats in the arts. I love doing stage and performing. I love all of my MTCA director work that I do. I'm one of the directors of MTCA, Musical Theater College Auditions, and I love helping teenagers get into college and get to pursue a career in the arts. And then I also have a wonderful voiceover career that I love. So I'm always kind of wearing multiple hats, and it's just, I like it that way. Like the multifaceted career, they all kind of stimulate each other in a way.
Yeah.
So I really like how they all layer into my life, and the performing, of course, helps my coaching. The coaching helps my performing. So I love to do a lot of different things.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And obviously, I think artists love to help other artists, and because it's such a small community, and we need to look out for each other. We need to help each other grow. And that's why I love the theater community so much,
because I feel like everyone genuinely wants to help each other, and because we are such a small breed, really, like we have to support each other. So that's awesome. So
it's very true. It's very true.
So what is your favorite show experience and why?
I think my favorite experience was playing the MC in Cabaret. That was like another level of like an artistic high. It was so fulfilling.
So where did you play this role?
I've done it twice. I played it in Houston at Houston Tuts Theater Under the Stars. And then I did it in 2011 at the Denver Arvada Center. So I was in Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
So both were very different. Like the first version was a little bit more like the original. Had elements of the revival, but a lot of it was the original. But then the second time I did it was much more the Alan Cumming roundabout revival version with all blacks and all that stuff.
Let's go more in towards talking about MTCA and all of that jazz. LOL, I can't believe I just said that, but
MTCA, I did MTCA. I absolutely adored it, loved it, obviously helped me get into my school that I'm in right now. So talk about your side as a director and your passion for helping college students, wanting to help them get into schools, etc.
Well, I immediately wanted to help teenagers because as soon as I started my professional career, I immediately recognized that I was able to book so consistently because I had 4 years of training. I went to Carnegie Mellon. I was a musical theater major there from 98 to 2002.
And you never stopped training. 40 years. You never stopped.
No, I always keep up with it. I mean, you never stop. It's always it's harder after school's over because school provides you that structure and the umbrella over your head. But yes, it never stops. That's right. But pretty quickly, I was just so passionate to be able to help and work with teenagers, because with teenagers the future is all ahead of them. They're not jaded like professional actors can get. So it was fun for me to get to work with them and help them build their confidence and believe in themselves. And I didn't think that I was going to be one of those guys that got into Carnegie Mellon, and then lo and behold I was. So I always stress to students, it can be you. So I believe in it. And now in a day when it's more competitive now than it's ever been before, you really have to apply yourself, or otherwise you can fall through cracks.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that it's kind of necessary to compete now.
To get training for these college auditions, because they're their own beast. Like musical theater college auditions are their own world, and if I was not guided in the way that I was, I probably would not have gotten as many acceptances. I would not have done as well, and I really believe that because there's so many moving parts and pieces that you have to think about, and it's just so helpful getting that guidance.
I would have been a mess without MTCA in my high school career.
Well, it's just so hard because now the schools require so much from you, and because all the numbers are competitive, you got to do more.
Yeah, and just getting the guidance to help you with material and that sort of thing, and picking material was so helpful, because I think a lot of people go into college auditions being like, oh, like I need to sing like these very specific, like well-known songs, and like that's not true. And like you get to know like material that is right for you as a person. And I really found it helpful that when I had my coach Lisi, she picked out material that was good for me and my voice, and she didn't put me in a box either with type or anything. She gave me options, and I got to choose which ones that I felt the most comfortable performing in.
That's what MTCA does really well, is all of the coaches are so equipped as artists to know so much material that they're exposing you to material other people they don't know about, or they're just not confident to realize, can I sing that, or can I do that monologue? And often the answer is you sure can. And it's so much about not typing yourself from the outside in, but working instead from the inside out.
Yes.
It's like it doesn't help for you to feel like you're trapped to doing a piece from Legally Blonde because you have blonde hair. I mean, if you wanted to do Elle Woods in Legal Blonde, sure, great, we can talk about it. But if it's just like you feel the obligation like you're supposed to because you have blonde hair, colleges don't want you doing material if you're not connected to it.
Exactly, and they see that so
That's
much.
right.
Like,
yeah, they see it. And if you think of it this way, it's such a missed opportunity because your audition is not long. So now if you're presenting something because somebody assigned it to you or told you should do it, it's not even your decision. Like someone else decided it for you. That's the opposite of how MTCA works.
What is the number one thing students auditioning for musical theater programs overthink in the audition room?
Overthink. I would say that they are trying too hard to be liked, or they're trying really hard, to sing really big or sing really loud or, act hard. The thing at the end of the day that all schools are going to be most appreciative of is authenticity. To authentically trust that you and what you bring into the room is an exciting package that they want is hard to get to. But once you round that corner and realize you have something valuable to offer and you believe in the talent that you withhold and you are able to communicate it, those are the people that do the best, because then hopefully they're technically in a strong place, singing, dancing, acting, but they're also psychologically competitive, believing that it can be them. And that's a common trait that's missing from a lot of students' packages, is that they do all of this technical work, singing, dancing, and acting, but they don't round the corner to psychologically believing that it can be them. If they don't believe it, Brooke, why should we be asking the schools to believe it? And the schools can smell that a mile away. They can smell when someone comes in the room hungry, passionate, spontaneous, organic, and then they also can smell a mile away arrogant, cocky, entitled. They don't need to work with.
No one wants to hire that. No one wants to work with that.
And why should they? Because now there's so many good people that are also really nice.
Which they should. Because no one, if you're in a show, right, depending how long the run is, you think about can I be with this person every day? Can I rehearse with them? Can I tolerate their energy? That's so important. It's the same thing in a program. I am with my class 24/7. We are our own, the musical theater program is basically their own sorority. Really.
And I was in a sorority. I'm not in it anymore at my school, but part of the reason why I dropped is because my musical theater program is basically a sorority, it's its own thing, and you have to like each other. You have to be good people,
What advice would you give to the incoming freshmen this coming fall with the impacts of COVID, going into a musical theater program despite not having in-class person, instruction all the time, how the struggles of that are gonna be?
The students, I would say, you have to take the breath and recognize, because you have every right to mourn and kind of get over the shock of it not being what you imagined it to be. It is very disruptive and it is completely devastating to lose the fall semester, especially if you're going to be a freshman, to what you had imagined college to be all of these years. You worked your butt off all through senior year of high school. You lost the ability to visit the schools at the end of the spring because COVID started. And now, because we haven't gotten rid of it, now you have to go online for training. It is terrible, and everyone who feels that has every right to feel that and mourn it. But then, my big thought and advice is, don't necessarily arrive all the way to the extreme that it isn't worth it or that it's a waste. Because one of the things that I've beautifully seen our class of 2021, who are our rising seniors, go through, as you know, Brooke, we already did Skype coach for monologues and songs. Now all of our classes and events, Junior Weekend, our brand new summer intensive, and coming up our masterclass week in August, are all online. And I've watched the students successfully get better as artists online. So while that online platform may not be exciting, I don't think it's ever going to be exciting. There is something to say for, if the right pivots are made by the faculty and the curriculum changes to suit online learning, there is a way to still make it productive. The key is you got to change the curriculum. There are certain classes that are beautiful live that you just don't translate like this. But my goodness, if you were doing how to host your own podcast, or how to do your own YouTube channel, or how do you do a self-tape submission, intro to TV or film, a commercial class. These are the kinds of things that some schools have later in life that now they're realizing now, well, gosh, maybe we might have to start at freshman year to adapt to the online platform.
Yeah, no, for sure. And especially since most auditions now, even like they're just in general, even before COVID was happening, my program was talking about how
most like TV film submissions are all online now. So it's really an amazing time right now to start getting the hang of that stuff, like you said. And that's also what I'm working on too, is obviously with my YouTube channel. And I am very, very interested in film. So I am definitely going to want to do some how to like put together a audition video type video for people. I think would be very helpful for people.
This is actually something, Brooke, I hadn't thought about, but if you think about, technology was already going in the direction of, we all have these phones. The service on these phones is amazing. I have the new 11 Pro. Now there's a third camera. I mean,
oh my God, you're ahead of me. I don't have that. I need to get a phone upgrade.
And look at this cute Meyer lemon leather case.
I love it. It's so happy.
It's so me.
It is so you.
It's so leather.
Technology has made things easier to promote yourself, but it also it's putting a lot of work on yourself.
That is true. And that's what I mean about what colleges could be learning.
Yeah.
What students could be learning at college is the technology part of the equation.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like every musical theater program, even though it's a film aspect, I feel like everyone should learn. Well, I have Final Cut Pro on I just recently got it for my birthday because I was like, I need the software. But I feel like my school offers Adobe, but our program doesn't require you to like learn how to edit videos or anything like that. And I feel like a lot of more MT programs should do that, because especially right now, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
How do you think you can keep your passion alive? This is kind of similar to the other question, but just strictly on passion and working.
And, like managing life, schoolwork, whatever right now, making money for people, especially that's like a big thing for college students, like being able to practice and keep a living. Like, what would you recommend when it comes to keeping your passion alive and working on your craft?
Yeah. I mean, I think the odd advice I always give first is, what are you doing that isn't your craft? So I know I've talked to a lot of people about, in this pandemic, I used to always be someone who loved taking walks, but now I'm like, I have to do it daily because I'm doing so many business meetings on Zoom with MTCA. And so it forces me to walk more, but it's actually more enjoyable. Like, it's something that I don't want to lose and go back to once we get things shaking and grooving again.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, it was like the rediscovering Central Park, the Conservatory Garden, the river, and then I'm actually sometimes doing artistic things. Like, I'll write emails with my microphone on my phone. So I'll put the microphone feature and I'll give myself emails while I'm walking at the river. And I'm using the microphone feature. So then I'm like doing a 2-in-1 where I'm in the environment that makes me happy. It's the sunshine, it's the water, it's the wind, and I'm doing emails on my phone. I mean, so there's a picnic bench up by the park where I'll sometimes go, and I call it like Leo office hours in the park.
Oh my God.
So it's like you just kind of have to find your way, to incorporate stuff. And then to your point, Brooke, it never can stop. So even though you may not want to dance or work out in your room, you got to find the compromises, It's hard.
Like the end of my sophomore year, I started being like, okay, like Brooke, like you have to, if you want to actually make this your career, you have to start thinking like a business and like be a businesswoman, but like filling your time with, like, that's why I'm doing this. I hope to help people give a perspective on the college process.
But just for the record, let's say you audition for a show a year from now, and the director Googles your name, and they want to see more footage of you. Even though this isn't quote unquote singing, dancing, or acting, your personality is coming through this interview.
Yeah.
So it's like somebody look at this and go, you know what? She is the charismatic person that I saw in the audition. Actually, she's the one I want. And again, if you're authentically doing things that make you happy, you're putting out an energy into the world that people want to receive.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting when people would say that to me, like when I booked my Broadway debut book, people would say, "Oh no, does that mean now no more coaching? I guess you're not going to coach anymore." And I went, "What?" No.
No.
Well, I'm not going to coach the same amount of hours because I have to now make time for Jesus Christ Superstar, but not coach. No. I love coaching. That's a part of who I am. So, you know, just like this, your YouTube channel could continue and you could keep doing your thing, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, I think it all builds off of each other. Like you working with high schoolers helps you as an actor as well, just by giving you more experience, and that keeps your mind really sharp. And
exactly. You talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk.
It keeps you on top of it. Like this channel has kept me on top of my health, fitness, eating, making sure that I'm maintaining a healthy lifestyle to be the best performer and person that I can be.
Well, and look, people don't like to admit it, but that is a part of our business. I mean, we are being looked at and we are being judged. So it is our job to keep up with our fitness, to keep up with our health, our sleep, our hydration, like all of that. I mean, you know, we've all known that audition that we did. There you go.
Oh my gosh, so this is 32 ounces. Oh my god, yes, you got your water. I try to have 3 of these before noon every day.
Wow.
So Leo, thank you so much for being my first guest star on Broadway Talk. I am so excited about this new series. I really think it's going to help a lot of people.
And I think that you being the first person is perfect for it to start off, because obviously surrounding around helping young actors. So
you're gonna be great, Brooke. You're a natural at it. It feels like you've been doing it for years.
Thank you.
It's true. And I'm honored. I'm honored that you asked, because I remember working with you and coaching you like it was yesterday.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Sure. You have a big, successful career ahead of you.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. We can only hope, right?
There you see why you're drinking your water.
Yeah, subscribe, people, please. It helps. So, yes, I love you so much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Yay, Brooke. I'm so glad we did this.
Okay, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this first episode of Broadway Talk, and I hope that it was helpful, and honestly, I just want this series to be a resource to you guys, because when I was looking for information on musical theater programs, actors, and their daily life, the struggles, whatever questions, I found that there weren't many musical theater major YouTubers at all. So I hope that this will really serve to help you, and please comment, DM me on Instagram with any questions that you might have, and I will be gladly to answer them in these videos coming up. And everything that is going to be college related with musical theater will be considered a Broadway Talk video, just so you guys keep that in mind. And I upload every Wednesday and Sunday for you guys. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this again, and make sure you follow Leo on Instagram. I will also link his Instagram for you guys. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.